Open your eyes. Wake up, Link. Wake up, Link.
The Nintendo Alarmo. A Nintendo alarm clock. Something I never thought I needed. And I really didn't. Yeah, the Nintendo Alarmo is a weird one. I mean, Nintendo made an alarm clock? Like, why would we need that in 2024, especially from Nintendo out of all companies? Of course, this isn't a first for Nintendo, as Nintendo has made Game & Watches way back and re-released them with both the Super Mario and Legend of Zelda edition. But why a straight-up alarm clock? I mean, the Game & Watches made sense. Well, yeah, it was a watch, it was also a game. You could play while also, you know, keeping track of time. It was really nice, and these re-releases really did the job. I mean, I have this Legend of Zelda one on my desk, and I just watch Link walk around throughout this Hyrule, you know, seeing the time all the time, and it's such a cool concept. Like, to me, this was the pinnacle of, you know, a game and a watch, hence the name. But, yeah, the Alarmo, it's more so just a watch and really absent on the game outside of, I guess, the theme it brings. Because, I mean, you'll definitely be dreaming about the games you are playing with this alarm clock thanks to its alarm. I mean, pretty much the music and the alarm itself is all just sound effects and soundtracks from the games it's representing. And it is really cool in that sense. So it's like, you really can't escape Nintendo. Like, even in your dreams, you're gonna be, you know, playing a Nintendo game or thinking about it, which I find interesting. But overall, it just makes me wonder, why would we need this? Because does it really offer anything more besides Nintendo themed, you know, alarms, which is something anyone can get? I mean, we all have phones, right? Can't phones do the job and more? I could put whatever alarm I want, any sound effects and more. But of course, what really makes this special is just the package, the aesthetic. It being a Nintendo product is pretty cool, and I can't deny it does look pretty cute. Like, Nintendo did give it that Nintendo charm. It's weird to say that. I mean, it's just this little red thing with a big button, but there's something about it that just makes it look kind of nice. It's very toy-like, and yeah, the alarms are nice. I mean, this is my main alarm. I have it going off right now, and here, let me turn it up so you could hear it.
Wake up, Link.
Yeah. This is how I wake up every morning. Zelda wakes me up from a 100-year slumber. Yeah, I mean, imagine waking up to the sound. Like, open your eyes. It is so fitting, though. Like, this is the perfect alarm clock. The second I started using this one, I couldn't change to any other one because it just fits waking up to. And yeah, that alone makes it worth it for me. I mean, again, this is the extent of what this alarm clock offers, the alarm and the themes it gives you. Well, you can do that customly through your phone or through other medium. Having it, you know, just pretty much compact into this device, ready to go, does make it pretty cool. But obviously, price-wise, and let me now turn it off. I mean, let's go ahead and do that. Boom. Now we're back. But yeah, one thing though that feels kind of unnecessary is like, why would we even need this if we do have, again, phones, or let's say you wanted a Nintendo themed alarm clock and you got something like this? It really doesn't make sense because the main issue I have with this is the pricing. Like, this is pretty much $100, $99 off of Nintendo. Yeah, they do free shipping, but I mean, yeah, you're still paying the full price for it, which is $100. This, on the other hand, is like $40, maybe $60 if you're getting it, you know, not for the original retail price or something. Like, overall, this is a really cheap thing, and it carries 3 games in it. And again, has a clock that you can keep on all the time, and you don't actually have to have it plugged in. I realized, yeah, so the Alarmo, if I do this, boom, there's no backup battery, nothing. It is dead. It needs to be plugged in at all times, which makes sense. I mean, you're not going to carry this with you in your pocket, right? It's meant to be next to your, you know, desk, you know, and bed and everything. But still, it's, it just seems kind of overpriced for what it is. Like, we're really paying $100 for an alarm clock in 2024. If anything, this comes out in 2025. So yeah, let's correct the date here. If the reason why I have this is because if you are a Nintendo Switch Online member, you were able to pre-order it. So I've had this for about over a month now, and I really wanted to find a reason to enjoy it over the Game & Watch, but I really couldn't. Like, the Game & Watch in my eyes is still superior in every sense. What you see Link do throughout this is way more fun and way more engaging, like Link walking around all of Hyrule, going from screen to screen, watching the time transition. It is just genuinely engaging. Like, I can get lost looking into the screen. Same thing with the Mario one. The Mario one has pretty much Mario running around with the time, you know, also interacting with the environment, like how the time are the blocks, and for Link, it's like grass, which is really cool. This, yeah, we do have Link, but he's just walking back and forth. I don't know what he's doing, man. Like, what is my boy doing? It's super weird. Okay, there's auto brightness, which is pretty cool, I guess. Especially when you have it next to you in bed, you don't want it to be blaring bright. So I do like that. There are some nice features. One thing that bugs the hell out of me with this, though, is why wasn't it OLED, especially with how overpriced it is? I really don't like that. Well, it's hard to see on screen. Maybe I'll go ahead and change the camera angle. You'll be able to notice, yeah, see, you can immediately see the black that's backlit versus, you know, because it's literally a square LCD, you can see the circular part of the screen, which is pitch black, and that is because it is, you know, there's no light. The screen isn't a circular screen, for those wondering. It's literally a square screen. It kind of looks like a circular one because you can't tell, but nah, it's yeah, it's just a small little square screen. If I do it at an angle, there you go, you could truly see the LCD really well. And yeah, it just seems kind of cheap. If this is something that's supposed to be on all the time, I guess I understand why they didn't go for OLED, maybe to avoid burn-in, but it also would have made it pop way more and just become a lot dimmer, but still, you know, shine within the night, if that makes any sense. You know, if you've used OLED, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Though, of course, this isn't the only theme we have. I mean, we can set alarms, and luckily they do get updated frequently, at least in the past month that I've had it. We did receive one new update, which is pretty cool. So obviously these are all the Legend of Zelda themed ones. And, you know, we got Pikmin, we got obviously Splatoon 3, Ring Fit, Mario Kart 8, which is new. So this was added as DLC. I believe this was the only one added. And yeah, back to Super Mario Odyssey, which then leads us all the way back to Zelda. But yeah, this is early on. This is before, again, it's been officially released, right? So the fact that we already have one new update is pretty nice. And yeah, just applying it, each theme, you want to just go ahead and set a alarm for it. And once you do so, the device pretty much has the aesthetic of that game and sound effects. So there you go. The font is of Mario Kart now. We have Mario driving. And yeah, if we do set the alarm or just general, I guess no, the sound effects are pretty much the same. So if I go ahead and set the alarm for the upcoming minute, which is pretty nice to use this as a dial to also twist and figure out, you know, where exactly you want to pinpoint it. It's actually super convenient to use when doing simple tasks like adjusting the time, but when trying to put in your password for the Wi-Fi, it is absolutely stupid. Yeah, but the cool thing is this does connect to Wi-Fi, which is pretty nice. And because of it, I don't have to worry about daylight savings times because, yeah, with the Game & Watch, as you may see, this watch is a bit outdated than this one, and that is because I have to manually update it, and I haven't done that yet. And I don't like when you do update it that the minute also resets, so I have to make sure I'm exactly accurate to my other watch, because I don't like even having 1 minute off between my watches. They all have to be in sync perfectly. But okay, with that rambling done, and actually this is a pretty cool animation of the two toads fixing up the car. The alarm is bound to hit. Yes, you've been listening to me ramble for almost a minute because at any second now, we are going to get an alarm here. And there we go. Let me turn it up. Is it turned up or is it it is turned up. It's kind of quiet. So yeah, essentially, literally just sound effects from the game. Now, I'm not kidding when I say the Alarmo plays just pretty much random sound effects to wake you up. It literally just sounds like random gameplay of Breath of the Wild in the background. And usually, yeah, it just shows you a random picture when trying to wake you up. It's not that flashy. Obviously, the processor in this isn't really that good. It can't really do much. The most it could do is like literally pictures flashing, sound effects, stuff like that. It's a pretty simple device. I've heard people were able to run like Doom OS on it, but you don't expect to be running games on this that well. Maybe it can handle Game Boy Advance, I don't know, but like this is not a DIY device to turn into a Nintendo emulation system. I'm sure someone out there has already done it, but yeah, this is not at all meant for that. I mean, you can do it with the original Game & Watch, and that will actually be pretty convenient, but you know, this, I mean, where would the buttons be, right? You can play with this knob. That would be intense, you know, trying to play like this. But overall, like, again, it is a pretty cool tool. I mean, I guess you do have 2 buttons. So yeah, you do have the back button and you do have a mail button, which actually, let's see what mail we have. So, there we go. Okay, the sensor zone. Actually, I'm glad I read this because, yeah, this does have a sensor zone when you're laying in bed, and it is supposed to kind of track how you sleep and everything, but it's never worked for me, oddly. Like, I have it faced properly in my bed and everything, but it always keeps the wrong, you know, timing and doesn't know exactly when I get out of bed, when I'm in bed. I don't know if it's just my luck, maybe the way I have it or something, but all I know is, like, when I compare it to my actual watch and, like, you know, track my sleep and everything, they are not at all accurate. So if you're buying it for, like, keeping track of your sleep schedule and how you sleep and quality and everything, maybe that's not the point. I mean, if anything, this is going to disrupt you in your sleep because of the, you know, alarm that's going to give off. And if you're someone who doesn't really like noise in the background, every hour this thing goes off with some sound effect depending on the alarm you have, you know, for the theme. Yeah, I do like that, at least throughout the day, and I do believe, like, after 6 p.m. it stops. Obviously, you know, to not annoy you. At least I've never heard it throughout the night, so luckily it does stop and not annoy you. But either way, I'm someone who doesn't see the benefit of an alarm clock. Like, alarm clocks are really annoying. If I know I have to wake up early, I'm gonna wake up early naturally. Like, it's just gonna be on the back of my mind. I'm not gonna be able to fully rest in. Obviously, if you're a kid going to school and you have to kind of build up that habit, maybe this could be useful, and maybe it will be exciting to wake up to, you know, your favorite video game sound effects rather than honestly, no, because here's the thing, and now this actually reminds me of when I was in school and I would use an alarm clock. I used to always have, it was specifically called Satellites by Sleeping with Sirens, and it's a song that kind of takes a while to build up, and then he just starts screaming, and it works really well as an alarm clock. But I remember that used to be one of my favorite songs. By the end of that school year, I despised that song. I hated it. So really all this is gonna do is make you hate your favorite games and their sound effects because of it. Like, hearing Zelda say, "Wake up, Link," when you literally don't want to get out of bed might get annoying. So, but yeah, if you're someone who doesn't have trouble getting up, then you won't find this too annoying. But if you do, it will get pretty annoying as the alarm gets louder and louder until it reaches max volume, playing the sound effects in attempt to get you up. And there are several idle animations depending on the game. As you can see, Link threw us a pretty cool pose there, but they aren't that frequent and nothing too interesting. As you can see, the animation is still very limited as there's not too much going on the screen. Don't get me wrong, it is something nice to stare at, you know, just kind of while lost in space looking at the time, but it holds no candle compared to the Game & Watch. The Game & Watch has far more interesting visuals with the time. As you can see, Link, again, traverse Hyrule and dungeons, taking on enemies and collecting items as the time just pretty much moves, you know, in the background. It is so much more cooler than the Alarmo, which is a shame because this also plays games. Like, you'd think at least the one thing the Alarmo would do better is the just kind of background visuals, but even that isn't as good as the Game & Watch. Overall, I prefer the Game & Watch in every single way over the Alarmo. And again, this is cheaper and just generally more bang for your buck. I absolutely love this device. And if you can pick this up, I'd highly suggest getting this over the Alarmo, as yeah, they're still available. Hopefully, you know, not too hard to get by, as I do believe you can still pick them up for almost retail price. And again, I absolutely love this Zelda Game & Watch. Even the little Triforce light here is just so badass. But yeah, this is an Alarmo review. Can't help but, you know, mention this though. You can't mention the Alarmo without the Game & Watch, right? Again, I'm a Nintendo sucker. I ended up buying it just because Nintendo, you know, exclusive. Like, I mean, I'm the type of idiot who would buy like this. I don't play Pokemon Sleep. I'm the type of idiot who bought this. I don't really like Let's Go Pikachu, but it's a Pokeball Joy-Con. It's pretty cool. Like, you know, just certain Nintendo paraphernalia, it's hard not to want to get just because it looks really cool. You don't want to miss out. As you can see by my background, like, it's a disease, right? Once you catch that Nintendo bug, it's hard to let go. So it does make sense and why Nintendo knew there'd be a market for this, idiots like me. But all I'm saying is, if you're someone who, you know, might be an idiot like me and wants to buy it, but you're on the fence, maybe this video will either nudge you to get it or maybe not to get it. Because yeah, you've seen the extent of it. Like, this is it. This is the Alarmo. It, you know, makes, you know, video game noises to wake you up, right? What else would you expect, right? Again, you will get new alarms, new things like that. At least you have the option of it being all in this nice package rather than maybe using your phone and putting your own alarm sound effects and everything. But again, it's as simple as that. I still thought it'd be fun to make this video because, again, it's been sitting on my desk for so long since I got it, and I kind of did want to make a rant about it. So if you guys enjoyed this OTR, again, I'm having a lot of fun making these because there's so many things I kind of just want to rant about. And I've actually made two prior to this video, one about how I play the Game Boy in 2024, and one also about unboxing my Master Sword. You can barely see it here, that being the Proplica, I believe, like Pro Replica, or a prop that's a replica, right? That's the name. I upload both of those on the channel for members only, so if you want to check them out, go ahead. They'll later be live for everyone, but if you do want exclusive, you know, OTRs and overall videos early, make sure you become a member on the channel, and let me know what else you'd like to see me cover in these sort of videos, and overall what other sort of videos you'd like to see me make. But anyways, this was just kind of a fun one. I just want to rant about, again, the Nintendo Alarmo. Cute, weird product. Wouldn't necessarily recommend unless you have Nintendo brain rot. That's pretty much my review. So thank you all so much for watching. I've been CM, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.